on, Delayed Game viewers, man? Welcome to the first edition of the 2024 season of Darrian's Corner. Gonna have a nice little touchdown from Anthony Richardson to Alec Pierce here. It's about a 60-yard bomb off of a nice little play action design they had drawn up. Thought it was a pretty good scheme to open up the season with. I actually feel like the defense probably screwed this up a little more than the offense made stuff happen. But this throw was so crazy by Anthony Richardson, I figured we had to go ahead and get into it. So without further ado, let's start getting into this offense. So first thing you're gonna see, you got a 12 personnel set from the Colts here, so that's going to mean that you're going to have one running back, two tight ends. Formationally, our tight ends are going to be split back as wings, and we're going to be in a 2x2 duo set, so we pretty much just call that duo wing. Then you're going to have a sidecar back rather than a pistol. If he was in the pistol, then he would be directly behind, but then being offset, we'll just go ahead and call that sidecar. Then concept-wise, what you're going to get from your offense here is I like to call this a play-action split zone. And then the concept is really no name for it. It's just a post route with a deep out and a flat check down. It's not really a name for that. Some people call it drive, but a real drive concept has a few more routes tagged in it. But anyway, so pretty much what you're going to get is 15-yard drive here from your receiver into this out route. Then you're going to get, it's actually about a 17-yard drive from Alec Pierce into this corner route here, and then you're going to get a play action check down here from Jonathan Taylor. Everybody else is going to set in the pass pro. We're going to change the angle later and show you guys the actual pass pro because it's better to break that down from the back versus the side. All right, so getting into the defensive set that we're in a little bit before we switch over to the offensive line. Let me get that about you guys' way. So basically what we have here is going to be quarter, quarter, and quarter out of a 4-3 overlook. So what 4-3 over means is that you're going to have 4 on your defensive line, 3 linebackers set back, and then for over, what that means is we're going to say our 3 tech outside shoulder of the guard to the strength of the offense's formation. So in this case, that would just be the field. One little wrinkle that they threw in there, they also threw in a wide 9. And so basically what that means is we're going to split out our D in extra wide since we have that wing here, basically to account for anything that's going to be popping outside. Linebacker wise, he's going to have a middle hook. He's going to have hook to flat. He's going to have hook to flat as well. So one thing you'll actually notice also is that they are disguising their coverage. When you have a safety that's this close to your linebacker, that's actually going to be a cover 3 shell. So they were trying to throw off Anthony Richardson a little bit as far as making him think that they were in a different coverage than they really were in. But honestly, I put this play on the defense because this is really a 3 route combo and you still have 4 people in coverage on your back end with your 2 linebackers playing the run. So even if they would have came up, you still should have enough people to account for everyone, but we'll see the goof coming here in a second. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this play rolling for you guys, son. So first thing you'll see, like I mentioned before, they were disguising their cover 3. So what he ended up doing was dropping back outside the box, and now you got that true cover 4 look. We'll see our play action here from Anthony Richardson. Now, like I was saying, we should have enough numbers here to cover everyone on this play. Like, this is why this play is actually so ridiculous, because you literally have 2 over 2 at the bottom of the screen. Let me get my draw mark back up for y'all. So, like I said, we should have enough on this play literally to have everybody doubled on the back end, because you have 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. But this is just a matter of defensive backs not getting on their horse and coming out of their break, because there's no way that Alec Pierce should be able to outrun both of these guys all the way to the end zone. That's absolutely ridiculous. That's why I'm glad I'm an OC, not a DC, because if I was a DC, I would absolutely lose my mind when stuff like this happens. So getting the rest of this play ran for y'all. So like you can see, I mean, literally the defensive backs, you got 2-on-1 on both sides, and it's just like you've got to get 1 over and 1 under. It's like there's no way you should be in cover 4 and giving up a post route across the middle of the field when you literally have 2 safeties to account for that route. So like I said, it was a great throw by Anthony Richardson. I mean, look at the distance on this throw. So he drops back to the 29, gets flustered off his back foot, and still gets that football all the way to the 3-yard line. So, I mean, really, we're talking the 29 to the 3, so that's more than a 60-yard throw. I mean, that's actually absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into this back angle a little bit here. So now we can talk about the protection a little bit. So, get my marker back up here for you guys. All right, so split zone protection. First thing you're going to see is that Jonathan Taylor is coming across for the zone play action. Reason why we tag split is because we're going to have our right wing actually come backside here. and help out on a double team on this defensive end. Now, zone rules will all step play side gap, and so this would be a red zone or right zone as we call it. So what we're gonna get is a one-on-one with our right tackle on this wide nine. We're gonna get a one-on-one with our guard on this tackle here. Then we're gonna get a double team here. Our center is actually going to check for this backer coming to the box. If he doesn't blitz the gap, then he'll step to the double team here with the 3 tech. And then we'll have a double team with our 2 wings here, one coming across the formation and the other one coming on zone. So one reason why this blocking scheme is so good is because you should be able to get one accounted for every man. Like you said, the rule is literally you step into your gap. If you don't have anyone in your gap, then you speed combo the backer or mirror. Since it's a pass play, the lineman actually cannot go downfield right now, so they're actually forced to just stay in the line and mirror. But that's actually better for them to be able to keep their eyes up and see anything that's coming as far as like a linebacker blitz or whatnot. So we'll run this from the back end so you guys can go ahead and see what that looked like. So like we said, we got our double here on the wing. We got our double here on the tackle. We got our double with the center and the guard. And then we've got our one-on-one here, right? So as you can see, our wide nine absolutely destroys our right tackle and pushes him right into Anthony Richardson's lap. See, now a lot of coaches, what they'll tell you is at quarterback, you need to be stepping up in the pocket, right? So instead of dropping back, either trying to get up through here or take that step here to the right and then up here. But Anthony Richardson, I mean, he's just such a free athlete that he can kind of get away with those like misguided plays. If you want to say kind of dropping back, you can see he's throwing off his back foot here. But like I said, he's got the arm strength really to make up for it. So, I mean, that ball is on a dime right in the bucket. So like you said, I mean, if he can get things like that, you know, cleaned up to where he's actually doing the right thing, stepping into the pocket instead of like drifting back, throwing off your back foot and whatnot, he's going to be a really good quarterback. Like, he's got all the physical tools and everything. As you can see, this is a perfect example. I don't want to cut up the Texans defense too bad because I feel like DeMeco Ryans is a pretty good defensive coordinator. I feel like that's really just on his DBs. They need to get on their horse and actually get up out the box. Like I said, I mean, that's a really basic pass concept. It's just really athletes on athletes. When you have 2 over 1 on both sides, you should be able to win that battle. But credit to Alec Pierce, man, for beating that double. Credit to Anthony Richardson for making that throw. Like I said, this was the first edition of Darrian's Corner, man. We got a long season ahead of us, so I'm really excited to get these breakdowns in for y'all. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and send y'all back to the leg game, man. Thanks for tuning in.